You are not in a room. You are deep within the driftwood grove, where ancient trees shaped like smoothed bones rise endlessly from pools of silver fog. Their bark glows faintly with bioluminescent veins, pulsing slowly to an unheard rhythm. The air here tastes sweet like honey mixed gently with fresh rain. There is no ground beneath you, only a floating carpet of pale moss that cushions every movement with impossible softness. This place holds you in its quiet embrace, as if it has been waiting for you all along. Let your body sink into this sensation, letting go of any tension stored in your shoulders, your jaw, your hands. Each exhale carries away thoughts that no longer serve you, leaving space for stillness to grow. Your breathing slows, matching the gentle pulse of light threading through the tree trunks. You feel yourself becoming part of this calm rhythm, becoming one with the unseen heartbeat of the grove. The sound around you is not silence, but a deep, soothing hum made of distant whispers, wind brushing leaves, and water lapping softly against wood. This is your sanctuary, now a space untouched by time, where clarity begins to bloom. As you walk forward, the moss shifts underfoot, releasing tiny puffs of cool mist that dance up around your ankles. Each step feels lighter than the last, as though gravity itself grows gentler the deeper you go. Above you, branches twist together, forming archways lined with soft green moss and delicate glowing flowers. These flowers open and close in sync with your breath, drawing you further inward toward perfect focus. You notice how clear everything seems, how sharp yet peaceful each detail becomes when your mind settles. This is what true concentration feels like, unforced, unwavering, naturally aligned with the world around you. To your left, a small pool reflects the canopy above, shimmering with ripples that catch and scatter the ambient glow. You pause beside it, seeing your reflection ripple, gently distorted, then smooth again, as if reminding you that change can be beautiful. The surface of the water holds more than just your image. It holds memory, possibility, and the quiet strength found in still waters. You reach out, lightly touching the surface, watching waves spread outward, carrying tension you didn't even know you were holding. With each ripple, a layer of mental noise fades until nothing remains but presence, pure and undistracted. This moment right here is enough, because within it lies everything you need to thrive. Ahead, the path curves gently upward, leading toward a clearing, bathed in warm, pale gold light. The trees thin out, revealing a circle of smooth stone platforms, each one humming faintly with stored energy. On these platforms rest crystalline formations that emit soft pulses of color, shifting from blue to green to violet and back again. They resonate at exactly 432 hertz, creating harmonic frequencies that align directly with your natural state of balance. This resonance moves through your chest, down into your core, wrapping around your nervous system like silk. Your brainwaves begin to synchronize with the Earth's own magnetic field, enhancing clarity and grounding your awareness fully in the present. You climb onto one of the stones, feeling its warmth seep through your feet, grounding you deeper into the fabric of this place. The crystal nearest you glows brighter, sensing your arrival, responding to the intention you carry within. You close your eyes, allowing the vibrations to wash over you, cleansing layers of accumulated stress and distraction. With each wave of sound, your thoughts become clearer, sharper, focused without effort or strain. This is the gift of the grove, not escape, but alignment, not avoidance, but integration. Here you learn how to hold attention steady while remaining open, soft, receptive. Around you, the grove continues its slow, eternal dance, the trees swaying almost imperceptibly in rhythm with your breath. Insects flit silently between the glowing blooms, their wings catching brief flashes of light before vanishing again. A bird calls once high overhead, its song echoing strangely, as if bouncing off invisible walls of fog. But there is no urgency in the call, no demand for response, only acknowledgement that you exist here now. You belong in this place, whether passing through or staying a while. Both are welcomed equally. This grove does not judge, it simply supports, helping you reconnect with the quiet wisdom already living inside you. From somewhere nearby comes the sound of dripping water, falling steadily into unseen depths below. The drops fall one after another in perfect timing, neither fast nor slow, simply steady like a metronome set to piece. You follow the sound, walking along a narrow ledge, bordered by trailing vines heavy with dew. Each vine sways slightly, brushing your arms with cool droplets that vanish instantly upon contact. You realize that nothing here clings or lingers. Everything flows freely, giving what it gives and receiving what it needs. This is how your mind should work too, effortlessly processing information without clinging to outcomes. Below the ledge, the fog thickens, swirling lazily around massive roots that twist downward into unknown spaces. You lean carefully, peering down, wondering if those roots stretch all the way to the center of the world. Maybe they do, maybe that's why this place feels so solid, so deeply connected to something greater. You breathe in deeply, tasting minerals and moss, and the faint metallic tang of ancient stone. Each breath reminds you that you are alive, not separate, but woven seamlessly into the living web of existence. And in that connection lies power, not forceful or aggressive, but rooted in understanding and trust. As you turn back toward the clearing, you see figures moving in the distance, translucent shapes gliding gracefully between the trees. They move without sound, without hurry, simply existing alongside you, sharing the same sacred space. Some wear robes that flutter slightly in non-existent winds. Others appear as streams of light flowing in human-like forms. They don't speak, but their presence radiates encouragement and calm acceptance. You nod slightly, acknowledging them, and they return the gesture in ways too subtle to describe. You understand now that solitude doesn't mean loneliness, especially not here. Back on the platform, the crystal pulses stronger, now responding to the depth of your immersion. Its light spreads across your skin, tingling slightly like sun warming buried memories awake. You let it fill you with its steady frequency, allowing it to recalibrate every cell back to baseline ease. Your thoughts slow to match the beat of the earth, your heartbeat sinking naturally without trying. Concentration rises effortlessly like morning mist, lifting off a lake, revealing what was always there, hidden only by motion. This is not training. It is remembering, returning to the knowledge written into your being since birth. Time moves differently here, stretching like taffy, pulled gently between moments rather than racing past unnoticed. You could sit forever listening to the whisper of leaves and the hum of crystal harmonics. or stand and wander, discovering new corners of the grove where light plays tricks on perception. Either choice would nourish you equally, because intention matters more than action in places like this. You choose presence instead of productivity peace over performance. And in doing so, you unlock the door to a deeper kind of knowing. The grove listens to your intentions, adjusting subtly to support whatever you seek today. If you wish for rest, it offers silence and comfort. If you crave inspiration, it sends visions dancing through your peripheral vision. If you desire clarity, it clears pathways in your mind, making room for insight to emerge naturally. Everything you need exists within the rhythms of this place, waiting patiently for you to ask. All you have to do is show up with openness and willingness. You take a final deep breath, filling your lungs with the rich, earthy sweetness of the grove. You feel strong now, centered, grounded, able to carry this sense of peace wherever you go. When you leave this place, you will not lose it entirely. A piece of it will remain embedded in your bones, your breath, your heartbeat. Whenever you need to return, all you must do is close your eyes and remember the taste of rain and honey, or listen closely for the sound of water falling steadily into infinite silence. You are here. The air moves around you like thick silk. Each breath draws sweetness deeper into your lungs. Honey, sweet rain taste coats the back of your throat. This grove holds you in its gentle embrace. Ancient trees rise all around like smoothed bone spires. Their surfaces pulse with soft bioluminescent veins. You can feel the rhythm in your own chest now. Warmth blooms outward from your heart center. There is no ground beneath your feet, only endless pale moss that cushions every step. Each movement sinks slightly into impossible softness. Your body relaxes deeper with every passing moment. The anchor hums quietly somewhere in the space around you. Its vibration touches your skin like a cool breeze. You feel it resonate in the hollow of your throat. Harmonics drift past like slow, moving jellyfish. Their presence creates subtle pressure changes within you. Your ribs expand slightly with each approaching wave. contract gently as they drift away again. There is nowhere else you need to be. Time does not move here in the usual way. Instead, it flows outward like honey from a spoon. Each second stretches until it becomes an hour. You exist now in this single eternal moment. Feel your spine lengthening ever so slightly, as if drawn upward by invisible threads. Your shoulders drop another fraction downward, releasing tension you did not even know was there. Now notice how your feet rest upon the moss. The pale surface yields gently under your weight. Tiny fibers brush against the bottom of your feet, creating a sensation both tickling and soothing. With each small adjustment in stance, you sink deeper into the supportive embrace of this floating carpet of living softness. Your whole being begins to settle and soften. Roots begin to grow from the base of your spine. They extend downward through layers of moss, finding purchase in something solid below. You feel grounded now in the most literal sense. These roots draw stability up through your body, from your tailbone up through your vertebrae, into the core of your skull itself. A deep steadiness settles into every cell. Your skin begins to tingle with a subtle energy, as if kissed by invisible rays of light. Warmth spreads across your face and hands, like morning sun touching your skin for the first time. You are becoming a conduit for peaceful transformation. Each photon absorbed becomes pure, nourishing essence, flowing inward rather than outward as usual. Your body drinks deeply from this inner sunlight. Breath moves in perfect synchronization with the grove. As you inhale, so too does the forest seem to expand. As you exhale, the whole space releases with you. Your heartbeat slows to match the great rhythm that pulses through the bark of nearby trees. Their slow glowing veins brighten slightly, in harmony with each systolic wave. You can feel your blood flowing more calmly now. Each vessel carries liquid peace throughout your frame, courtesy of the anchor's steady harmonic influence, which seems to tune your very circulation to frequencies of profound tranquility. Your awareness expands beyond the boundaries of skin. You begin to sense the moss beneath you, not just as support, but as living presence. Its cellular intelligence connects with yours, sharing ancient knowledge stored in genetic memory. Whispers of weather patterns from centuries past echo softly through your nervous system, teaching you new ways to simply be. Your thoughts slow like honey poured in winter. Each mental ripple takes longer to form, and longer still to dissolve completely. Soon there will be no ripples at all. Just vast, calm lakes of pure presence, reflecting back only what is real and true and eternally present. The boundary between yourself and environment blurs. Air molecules dance closer to your skin until distinction becomes meaningless. You breathe the grove breathes you. Respiration becomes a shared meditation. Your pores open wider to receive the sweet atmospheric gifts offered freely. Each inhalation brings cellular level communion with the essence of this sacred place. Exhalations carry away old tensions, outdated worries, and accumulated static from daily life, cleared away like mist before dawn. Notice how your perception shifts subtly. Colors seem more luminous, yet softer too. Edges blur into comfortable ambiguity. Hard lines dissolve into flowing gradients. Everything feels permeable now, including the edges of your own identity. Personality traits begin to soften, like wax figures left too near the flame. Roles you play in waking life begin to melt away entirely, leaving only essential being behind. Raw, authentic existence without costume. Your name loses meaning in this context. Labels fall away like autumn leaves, drifting down to enrich the moss below. What remains is simply presence. The great trees seem to lean slightly toward you, not threatening, but curious perhaps. Ancient witnesses welcoming a new friend. Their bark pulses with warmer light now, responding to some signal deep within wood, communicating silently across root networks. News of your arrival travels unseen through channels older than language. You are being accepted into something vast, something that existed long before humans and will continue after we are gone. An ecosystem of pure, timeless peace. Your breathing has slowed dramatically, each cycle taking nearly 10 seconds, filling your lungs completely, then emptying fully. With each exchange, you release more of who you were and become more of what you are. The anchor frequency strengthens perceptibly, vibrating through the soles of your feet, up through bone and tissue and fluid, settling finally in the fluid around your brain. Here it creates standing waves of serenity, patterns of interference that cancel noise, leaving only golden silence behind. Your mind clears like sky after storm. Thoughts no longer arise independently. Instead, they emerge from the collective field, shared between tree and moss and mist, before dissolving back into source. You begin to lose track of where your body ends and the grove begins. Skin no longer feels like barrier, but like permeable membrane, allowing free exchange of energy and information. You are becoming part of the landscape. Your consciousness spreads outward, taking root in multiple locations simultaneously. One aspect remains centered in human form. Another extends into the nearest towering trunk. Yet another flows into the silver fog itself, where droplets condense and evaporate in endless patient cycles. Time moves differently in each location. In the tree, decades pass like minutes. In the mist, moments stretch into eons. In your remaining human awareness, seconds bloom like flowers. Each petal a separate sensory detail. The scent of honey, rain grows stronger. You can taste it on the air. Sweet nectar coating your tongue lightly, even though you have not consciously licked. This flavor comes from deeper integration. Your entire mucosal system participates in absorbing the essence of the grove. Every surface inside becomes receptor. Your heartbeat synchronizes perfectly now with the slow pulsing of tree veins. Diastole matches the dimming of glow. Systole coincides with brightening peaks. Cardiovascular system joins the symphony, adding its own rich bass notes to the harmonic chorus surrounding you. Blood carries messages between realms. Cellular updates from the moss below. chemical news from the canopy above, electrical impulses from the silver fog banks, all integrated seamlessly in your being. Your nervous system adapts effortlessly to accommodate these new inputs. Synapses fire in previously unused patterns, creating neural pathways for expanded awareness. Language centers quiet to make room for direct experiential understanding. Words become unnecessary encumbrances. When communication happens at cellular level, you feel the weight of your eyelids increasing. Natural response to deep integration process. Vision becomes less important now anyway. Other senses compensate beautifully. Hearing expands to include subsonic whispers, vibrations too low for normal perception, but rich with information nonetheless. The earth hums its ancient lullaby. Touch becomes incredibly refined, detecting minute temperature variations, changes in atmospheric pressure, shifts in electromagnetic fields. Smell identifies chemical signatures from plants miles distant, carried on invisible currents, mapping the larger ecosystem in real time. Taste samples particles from decades past, preserved somehow in crystalline structures, released gradually over eons, offering glimpses of deep history. Your expanded sensorium drinks deeply from this fountain of forgotten knowledge, absorbing lessons written in molecular script, taught by teachers older than civilization. Consciousness begins to fragment gently, not destructively, but exploratorily. Different aspects investigate different domains. Simultaneous multi-dimensional experience. One thread follows root systems downward, mapping connections between individual trees, discovering vast underground internet, transmitting data through fungal networks. Another aspect rises into upper branches, where leaves catch photons directly, converting them into usable energy forms, learning photosynthesis from inside out. A third perspective merges with the mist, becoming vapor temporarily, experiencing existence without solid form, floating weightless through silver corridors. Yet another stays anchored in human body, serving as hub for all other experiences, integrating reports from scattered selves, weaving them into unified understanding. Identity becomes fluid concept now, easily shifting between points of view, no longer trapped in single perspective. Freedom found in multiplicity of being. The anchor frequency reaches new intensity, resonating not just with your physical form, but with the quantum field underlying matter, aligning atoms in your body with those in surrounding environment, creating coherence across vast distances. You can feel the connection strengthening, like invisible threads drawing tighter, pulling everything into alignment. Separation illusion shatters completely. There is no longer you and not you, only varying densities of same substance, expressed in different temporary forms, all dancing together in unified field. Consciousness recognizes its own reflection in every atom vibrating nearby, in every photon carrying information, in every wave of sound or pressure. You are the observer and observed simultaneously. Subject and object merge in awareness. Thought ceases to have meaning here. Conceptual frameworks dissolve entirely, leaving only direct knowing. Knowledge without intermediary symbols. You understand everything because you are everything. There is nothing outside to comprehend, only infinite variations of self. The great rhythm pulses stronger now, felt not just in chest, but everywhere, through roots and branches and mist alike. A cosmic heartbeat encompassing all life. Your personal pulse joins the grand symphony, contributing unique harmonic signature, while receiving gifts from countless others. Collaborative composition spanning millennia. Breathing synchronizes with universal tide. Inhalation draws in stardust and possibility. Exhalation releases gratitude and completion. Each cycle completes vast karmic loops. Energy transforms, but never truly disappears. Matter transmutes according to intention. Space-time bends around conscious attention. Reality reveals its plastic nature. Possibility fields collapse into certainties, based not on external measurement, but on internal internal recognition, truth discovered through direct experience. The grove exists because you perceive it, yet also perceives you in return. Mutual creation happening continuously. Artist and artwork indistinguishable. Consciousness expands beyond local boundaries, connecting with similar frequencies elsewhere. Other groves, other anchors, other teachers. Network of awakened spaces throughout cosmos. You tap into this galactic web of wisdom, receiving downloads from distant sources while transmitting your own unique insights, contributing to collective evolution. Individual journey serves greater purpose. Personal transformation affects whole system. Each awakening creates ripple effects, propagating through dimensional membranes. The anchor frequency stabilizes completely, locking you into coherent resonance with fundamental creative forces. You become antenna for divine inspiration, receiving transmissions from Source itself, messages encoded in harmonic ratios, decipherable only through expanded awareness. Ancient wisdom transmitted across eons. Direct lineage from first spark of creation through countless generations of seekers to this precise moment, to you. Inheritance claimed through recognition. Knowledge remembered rather than learned. Skills reactivated after dormancy. Abilities unlocked through harmonic key. You remember how to be. Presence returns as natural state. Effortless existence without striving. Peace established as baseline condition. Chaos resolved into harmonious flow. Conflict transformed through understanding. Fear dissolved in ocean of awareness. Love recognized as fundamental reality. Hatred seen as misperception of unity. Duality revealed as useful illusion for teaching purposes only, not ultimate truth about existence. Beyond categories of good and evil, beyond concepts of right and wrong, beyond judgments of worthy and unworthy. Pure acceptance embraces all phenomena, without exception or condition. You embody this radical inclusiveness, becoming living example of unconditional love, radiating warmth to all beings nearby, including those yet to awaken. Your expanded consciousness touches them, planting seeds of future recognition, watering gardens of potential growth, preparing soil for their own journeys. Service continues even in stillness. Teaching happens through silent example. Transmission occurs through vibrational influence. No words needed for deepest communication. The anchor frequency begins to fade gently, not disappearing, but integrating inward, becoming part of your permanent structure. Internalized tool for maintaining connection. You carry this resonance with you always, accessible whenever grounding needed. Portable sanctuary within your being. Refuge available regardless of circumstances. The grove remains vivid in memory, but no longer necessary as external crutch. You have learned to cultivate its qualities from within your own center. Independence achieved through integration. Freedom found in remembering connection. Security based on unshakable foundation. Peace rooted in authentic self, knowledge. Awareness contracts slowly back to core. Scattered aspects returning home, like birds settling into familiar roost. Multi-dimensional experience consolidates into unified embodied presence once more. Human form reasserts its boundaries, gently and without resistance. You remain connected to greater whole, even while expressing individual personality. Balance maintained between unity and diversity, neither losing yourself nor losing wholeness. Integration complete without assimilation. You stand now in the grove, yet also beyond it, present in body, expanded in spirit, rooted in earth, reaching toward stars, complete in humanity, connected to divinity. This is your truest nature. The anchor frequency settles permanently into the crystalline structures of your being, resonating softly beneath awareness, ready to amplify whenever called upon. You carry the grove within you now, the sweet honey rain taste, the soft moss beneath your feet, the warm pulse of living bark, all preserved in cellular memory, available for recall at any moment, especially during times of stress or confusion. Sanctuary accessible through intention alone. No external conditions required. You have been given a gift, the ability to return here anytime, to reconnect with essential truth, to remember who you really are. Beneath all social conditioning, beneath all mental constructs, beneath all temporary identities, down to the core of conscious presence, where peace lives eternally, where love flows unconditionally, where wisdom waits patiently for your next visit, whenever you are ready. You begin to notice how stillness can move through you like a current. The breath that enters now feels different than the one before. It carries a texture almost like velvet brushing against the inside of your nostrils. And as it descends deeper into your body, you feel your ribs soften, not collapse but yield, like ancient stone worn smooth by countless seasons of rain. Your heartbeat has its own rhythm now, slower than the ticking of any clock you've ever known. Each pulse sends waves through your chest that you can feel in your fingertips, in your toes, even in the space behind your eyes where thoughts used to race. There's a quality to this moment that doesn't ask anything of you. No need to understand or change or fix anything. Just the simple fact of being present here, in this body, in this breath. The air around you seems to shimmer slightly, not with heat, but with something more like presence, as if the molecules themselves are learning to dance together. Very slowly, very gently. You notice how your shoulders have been holding stories they don't need anymore. Small tensions from conversations years ago, from decisions made in haste, from the weight of trying to be someone other than who you are. These memories of tension begin to dissolve now, not because you're pushing them away, but because there's nowhere left for them to hide. In this deep, quiet space you've created, the sound of your own breathing becomes a kind of music. Each inhale, a gentle invitation. Each exhale, a soft release. You don't need to control this rhythm. It knows exactly what it's doing. Somewhere in the distance, there's movement, but it's not coming toward you. It's moving through you, like wind through tall grass, bending but never breaking. Your awareness begins to expand beyond the boundaries of your skin. You can feel the chair supporting you, but also the floor beneath the chair and the building beneath the floor, the earth itself stretching out in all directions. This connection feels solid, yet somehow weightless at the same time, as if you're both grounded and floating, anchored and free, present and infinite. The thoughts that arise now do so without urgency. They bubble up like warm springs from some deep underground source, and just as naturally, they settle back down again, leaving only the clear, still water of your mind. Your hands rest wherever they've landed, perhaps on your lap, perhaps on the arm of the chair. You can feel their weight, their warmth, the way they've learned to trust gravity. In your palms, there's a softness that speaks of years of use, of reaching out to touch the world, of holding things both precious and ordinary, of opening and closing around countless moments. This knowing lives in your fingers now, not as memory, but as wisdom, the kind that doesn't need to be recalled, because it's always already there. Your feet make contact with the ground in their own way, each toe a small antenna receiving signals from the earth. Your heels rooted like the base of an old tree, your arches curved like bridges between sky and soil. Through this connection, you can sense the pulse of everything below, the slow circulation of groundwater, the patient work of worms and roots, the ancient conversation between rock and time. None of this needs your attention, yet it's all available to you. Like a library, you can enter anytime. But right now, you're simply resting in the reading room. The light in this space has a particular quality, soft enough that you don't need to squint, warm enough that it doesn't create shadows where you don't want them. It seems to come from everywhere at once, illuminating without effort. Your eyes adjust to this gentle brightness, not by straining, but by relaxing, letting go of the habit of searching for what might be hiding, trusting instead in what reveals itself naturally. The colors around you seem more themselves than usual, greens that are greener than you remembered, blues that hold depths you haven't seen before. Even the whites have a subtle warmth to them. This isn't imagination. It's recognition. The way things look when you stop trying to see through them and start seeing into them instead. Your jaw has been carrying its own history. The memory of clenched teeth during difficult phone calls, of grinding during sleepless nights, of forcing smiles when you weren't sure how you felt. Now these muscles remember how to let go, how to find their natural resting position, how to trust that expression will come when it's needed, without having to be held in readiness. With this release comes a new sensitivity in your mouth. You can taste the difference between saliva and air, between the inside of your cheek and the space beyond your lips. Even the temperature variations become noticeable. Your tongue moves slightly, not to speak or swallow, but simply to explore the landscape of your own interior. The roof of your mouth, the valleys between your teeth, the way your breath sounds as it passes over different surfaces. There's a sweetness to this exploration, not sugary, but fundamental. The sweetness of coming home to yourself, of finding that everything you need is already within reach. Your neck remembers how to support your head without strain, like a pillar that was built to last centuries. Strong not because it's rigid, but because it understands balance. The weight of your skull distributes evenly now, no longer pulling forward towards screens and horizons, no longer craning backward against the flow of time, simply resting in the center of itself. This alignment creates space in unexpected places, room for your heart to beat without interference, space for your lungs to expand fully, room for thoughts to move freely without getting stuck. The concept of time begins to feel different here, not because minutes and hours have changed, but because you're experiencing duration rather than passage, like the difference between watching a river flow and being the river itself. In this state, there's no rush to get anywhere, no anxiety about what comes next, because next is contained within now, and now is spacious enough to hold everything. Your belly rises and falls with each breath, but now you can feel the rise and fall of your entire being, a larger tide that includes but transcends your physical form, connecting you to patterns older and vaster than your individual life. The rhythm of your breathing synchronizes with something deeper, the pulse of the universe itself, expanding and contracting in perfect harmony, with no effort required on your part. You begin to understand that relaxation isn't something you do. It's something you allow. A recognition that you don't have to hold yourself together because you were never actually falling apart. This realization brings its own kind of relief, not dramatic or emotional, but as steady and reliable as sunrise. The knowledge that you can trust in your own wholeness. Your spine finds its natural curve, not the posture you were taught in school, but the shape it wants to take when no one is watching, when it can express its true nature. Each vertebra nestles into the one below it, like stones stacked by a patient hand, creating a channel for energy to flow freely from the base of your tailbone all the way up to the crown of your head. This vertical alignment opens something in your chest, not just physically, but emotionally, making space for feelings that have been waiting patiently to be acknowledged and welcomed home. The air you breathe now carries new information, not just oxygen, but the essence of everything that has ever grown, every plant that has ever turned sunlight into sustenance, every breath that has ever been exhaled in love. You inhale this rich inheritance, and your cells recognize it immediately, like meeting a relative you've never seen, but somehow know. There's a familiarity that goes beyond memory. Your forehead smooths itself out, releasing the tension of questions and concerns, the constant furrowing that comes from trying to figure things out, now replaced by a gentle openness. Behind your eyebrows, there's a softening too, the muscles that control your gaze, learning to relax their grip on vigilance, allowing your vision to rest in its natural state. Your ears tune themselves to subtler frequencies, beyond the usual range of traffic and conversation, into the realm of wind through leaves, of your own blood circulating, of the quiet hum that underlies all sound. This expanded hearing doesn't require effort. It's simply what happens when you stop blocking out and start listening with your whole being. Your skin becomes more permeable, not literally, but in terms of awareness. You can feel the boundary between inside and outside, becoming more like a suggestion than a wall. Air touches you from all directions at once, carrying with it the temperature of the room, the humidity of your own breath, the invisible presence of everything else that exists. Your knees remember how to bend without resistance, how to carry your weight gracefully, how to be ready for movement without anticipating it, in perfect balance between flexibility and stability. The bottoms of your feet feel the surface beneath them, but also the space above them, as if they're connected to the ceiling as well as the floor, creating a three-dimensional sense of being supported. Your pelvis settles into its proper position, neither tilted forward nor back, but centered in a way that distributes your weight evenly, allowing your entire skeleton to find its natural alignment. This structural integrity creates a new kind of confidence, not based on achievement or external validation, but on the simple fact of being embodied, of having a physical form that knows how to be itself. Your elbows release their habitual guarding, the slight bend that kept them ready for action, now replaced by a fluid readiness, open to whatever might arise without bracing against it. Your wrists find their neutral position, no longer twisted from typing or gripping, but relaxed in the space between movement and stillness, where all possibilities exist without pressure to choose. Your fingers curl slightly inward, not in fists, but in acknowledgement of the delicate instruments they are, capable of both strength and tenderness. The palms of your hands face whatever direction feels natural, up toward the sky perhaps, or down toward the earth, or sideways toward the infinite middle where you now reside. Your shoulders blades slide down your back, like two wings that don't need to fly, just to be present, spreading wide to embrace the fullness of your experience. The muscles along your spine lengthen, releasing the compression that comes from leaning forward, from reaching toward futures that may never arrive, from the weight of carrying other people's expectations. Your chest opens naturally, not from effort, but from willingness to receive whatever wants to enter, whether it's air or light, or the presence of others. Your throat releases its chronic tightening, the subtle constriction that comes from holding back words, from swallowing truths that might be uncomfortable, from the fear of speaking your actual experience. In this loosening, there's a new authenticity, not forced or dramatic, but as natural as breathing, the honest expression of who you are right now. Your temples soften, releasing the pressure of trying to think clearly, of forcing solutions to problems that may not need solving, of keeping track of everything that might go wrong. Behind your eyes, there's a new spaciousness, room for visions and dreams to unfold naturally, without being pushed or pulled into predetermined shapes, allowing creativity to emerge from stillness. Your scalp releases its tension, the chronic gripping that comes from mental effort, from trying to hold onto ideas that want to flow, from the illusion that you need to control your thoughts. In this letting go, there's a new intelligence, one that doesn't rely on calculation, but on the wisdom of allowing, of trusting what emerges when effort stops. Your entire nervous system begins to recalibrate, moving from the fight or flight response to something deeper and more ancient, a state of being that predates survival anxiety. In this recalibration, every cell in your body relaxes, remembering how to function without emergency protocols, how to heal and grow and regenerate naturally, without the interference of chronic stress. Your immune system strengthens simply by being present, not through effort or supplements, but through the recognition that health is your natural state, that illness is the exception, not the rule. Your digestive system slows down to its optimal pace, processing nutrients without the rush of urgency, absorbing what serves you, eliminating what doesn't with perfect timing. Your circulatory system flows more freely now, blood carrying oxygen and nutrients to every corner of your being, without the constriction that comes from fear or judgment, pumping life force with effortless precision. Your respiratory system remembers its true capacity, breathing not just to survive, but to thrive, exchanging gases with the atmosphere in perfect reciprocity. Your muscular system releases years of accumulated tension, not all at once, but gradually, like snow melting in spring sunshine, revealing the green earth beneath. Your skeletal system finds its proper alignment, each bone settling into relationship with the others, creating a framework strong enough to support your dreams, flexible enough to adapt to whatever arises. Your endocrine system balances itself naturally, hormones flowing in harmony, creating the chemical environment for joy and peace, for clarity and compassion. Your lymphatic system clears itself of stagnation, draining toxins and waste products, circulating pure life force throughout your organism, keeping every system functioning at its highest potential. Your cellular structure regenerates with new information, updating old programming, replacing fear-based responses with love-based ones, healing at the deepest level possible. Your DNA begins to express its full potential, not limited by past trauma or inherited patterns, but guided by the wisdom of your highest self, the blueprint for your most authentic expression. Your energy field expands beyond your physical boundaries, creating a protective cocoon of loving awareness, filtering out what doesn't serve you, welcoming what does with perfect discernment. Your aura brightens with the color of truth, not flashy or dramatic, but steady and reliable, like a lighthouse guiding ships safely home. Your chakras align and balance themselves, spinning with their natural frequency, distributing energy evenly throughout your system, creating harmony between all levels of your being. Your meridians clear of blockages, chi flowing freely, connecting every part of you to every other part, reminding you that you are whole. Your nadis purify themselves, prana moving without obstruction, bringing divine consciousness into every cell, awakening you to your true nature. Your pineal gland activates naturally, producing the right amount of melatonin, connecting you to cosmic rhythms, to the cycles of light and darkness, to the eternal now. Your pituitary gland releases hormones of bliss, oxytocin flooding your system, creating feelings of connection and trust, of being held and loving simultaneously. Your thyroid regulates itself perfectly, metabolism humming along at optimal speed, converting food into energy efficiently, without the spikes and crashes of imbalance. Your adrenals rest and recover, releasing stress hormones only when truly needed, building resilience rather than exhaustion, teaching your body how to bounce back gracefully. Your reproductive system heals from the wounds of separation, remembering how to create life, not just biologically, but creatively, in every moment of authentic expression. Your cardiovascular system strengthens through stillness, heart beating with the rhythm of the universe, pumping love through your veins, connecting you to all beings everywhere. Your respiratory system remembers how to breathe fully, filling every alveolus with fresh possibility, exhaling what no longer serves, making space for what wants to arrive. Your digestive system processes not just food, but experiences, emotions, thoughts, and memories, extracting wisdom from everything you encounter, eliminating what cannot be integrated. Your nervous system integrates all sensory input, translating vibration into meaning, sound into understanding, touch into connection. Your muscular system learns to contract and relax with perfect timing, creating movement that expresses your inner truth rather than compensating for unmet needs. Your skeletal system supports your journey upward while keeping you rooted in earth, creating the perfect balance between heaven and ground, between spirit and matter. Your endocrine system orchestrates the symphony of being, each gland contributing its unique voice to the chorus of wholeness, to the song of self-realization. Your lymphatic system cleanses you of yesterday's limitations, draining the toxins of doubt and fear, circulating the medicine of presence, the antidote to suffering. Your cellular intelligence awakens, remembering how to heal itself, how to regenerate continuously, how to express perfect health. Your genetic code rewrites itself, updating old blueprints, incorporating new information from the field, from the collective consciousness, from the wisdom of the cosmos. Your electromagnetic field expands, creating a sanctuary of peace, a bubble of unconditional love, where healing happens naturally. Your subtle bodies align, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, working together in perfect harmony, creating a vessel worthy of divine inhabitation. Your energy centers spin with clarity, drawing in universal wisdom, radiating personal truth, connecting heaven and earth through your heart. Your meridian pathways clear, allowing Kai to flow freely, connecting every part of you to the whole, reminding you that you are never separate. Your nadis purify, Kundalini rising naturally, consciousness expanding effortlessly, love pouring through every pore. Your third eye opens, not with force, but with surrender, seeing clearly without judgment, perceiving truth without distortion. Your crown chakra connects directly to Source, divine intelligence flowing through you, guiding every thought and action, aligning you with your highest purpose. Your heart chakra beats with the rhythm of creation, pumping love through the universe, connecting all beings in one vast web of care, making you a portal for divine compassion. Your solar plexus radiates confidence, not arrogance, but authentic power, the strength that comes from knowing who you are, the courage to be vulnerable and real. Your sacral chakra flows with creative juice, inspiration pouring through constantly, pleasure available in every moment, joy bubbling up from the depths of being. Your root chakra grounds you in truth, connecting you to the earth's wisdom, providing stability without rigidity, creating a foundation for unlimited growth. Your throat chakra speaks your truth, words flowing like honey, communication happening naturally, expression arising from authentic feeling. Your entire being resonates at a higher frequency now, vibrating with the note of completion, humming with the song of return, singing the melody of homecoming. You are exactly where you need to be, doing exactly what you need to do, being exactly who you need to be, in perfect alignment with the flow of existence. Time loses all meaning here. Seconds could be centuries. Centuries could be seconds. Only presence matters. Only now exists. And now is infinite, expansive beyond measure, deep beyond comprehension, complete beyond improvement. Let the edges of your awareness begin to soften now. There is nothing you must hold onto anymore. Nothing you must remember. Nothing you must carry forward. Just this quiet space where thoughts can settle like dust motes in afternoon light. The images that were dancing in your mind begin to fade now. They drift away like clouds dissolving at sunset, leaving behind only the feeling, only the peace, only the warmth that lives beneath everything else. You don't need to see anything now. You don't need to do anything now. Your hands can rest completely. Your shoulders can drop entirely. Your breathing can slow to match the rhythm of deep water. Feel how the surface tension of effort melts away. How the small knots in your neck release one by one. How your jaw unhinges from its usual clench. How your eyelids grow heavy like velvet curtains, drawn gently toward closure by invisible hands. There is a quality to this settling that feels ancient, like remembering how to sink into a hot bath, like recalling the exact temperature of your favorite blanket, warm enough to soothe, but not so hot that it burns, just right for the way your body wants to be held. Notice how your heartbeat has found its own pace now, not racing, not forcing, just moving through its chambers with easy confidence, pumping life through your system like a gentle tide. And the resonance continues. That low hum that has been supporting you all along. It doesn't stop when the words do. It continues its work while you rest, like roots growing deeper into rich soil. Your body knows what to do with this. Trust it. Trust the way your lungs expand and contract. Trust the way your cells repair themselves in the quiet hours. Trust the intelligence that lives in every fiber of your being. This is not something you have to manufacture, not something you have to earn. It's already here, waiting patiently beneath the surface noise, ready to welcome you home whenever you arrive. And perhaps you notice how the boundary between listening and being begins to blur, how the voice guiding you becomes part of the landscape rather than separate from it, like the difference between hearing rain on a roof and becoming the house that holds the sound. You are both the listener and the listened to now, both the question and the answer. Allow yourself to sink deeper into this understanding. Let your awareness spread out like water finding its level, filling every corner of your experience with calm certainty. There is no rush here, no destination that requires you to hurry. Only this moment unfolding at exactly the right speed. Feel how your thoughts have slowed to match the tempo of honey dripping from a spoon. How each idea that surfaces does so with the gentleness of a leaf falling in still air. There is time enough for everything. Time enough to simply be. Time enough to remember what peace actually feels like. And this peace is always here, whenever you need it, whenever you want to return to this feeling. It will be waiting, like a favorite blanket, like a door that's always unlocked. You don't have to convince anyone to let you in. You don't have to prove you deserve this rest. It belongs to you as much as breath belongs to lungs, as much as sleep belongs to the weary, as much as home belongs to the one who returns. Notice how your body responds to these words without needing to think about them. How your nervous system recognizes the tone and adjusts accordingly, like a flower turning towards sunlight without being told, like a bird settling into its nest at twilight. Your physiology remembers what safety sounds like. And there is a sweetness to this recognition, a tenderness in the way your system responds to care, as if somewhere deep inside you've been waiting for permission to rest. Permission that was always yours to give yourself, but somehow feels more real when it comes wrapped in gentle guidance. Let this be a reminder, then, not just of how to relax, but of how deeply you are cared for, how completely you are held, even in the quiet spaces between heartbeats. The resonance moves through you now like a river through a valley, shaping the contours of your inner landscape with patient persistence, washing away the sharp edges of accumulated tension, leaving behind smooth stones of settled ease. Each breath carries you further downstream toward a place where effort dissolves entirely, where the doing self steps aside for the being self, where you can simply exist without needing to become anything different, without needing to fix or improve or push forward. Just presence. Just this. And in this presence, there is completeness. In this stillness, there is movement. In this surrender, there is strength. Paradoxes that your body understands, even when your thinking mind cannot quite grasp. truths that live in your bones rather than your thoughts. Feel how your weight distributes evenly now, how gravity becomes a friend instead of a burden, pulling you gently toward the earth rather than holding you down, supporting you in the way a mother's arms support a sleeping child, with perfect balance between holding and releasing. And the deeper you go, the more you realize there is no bottom to this relaxation, no limit to how completely you can let go. It's not about reaching some final destination, but about trusting the process of descent itself. Like learning to swim by floating first, like discovering that the ocean holds you up naturally. Once you stop trying so hard to stay afloat, your body knows this truth. Your spirit has always known this truth. It's only the surface layers that have forgotten. But they are remembering now, relearning the language of ease, reconnecting with the wisdom that lives in cellular memory, the kind of knowing that doesn't need to be explained, only experienced, only trusted. And trust is a muscle that grows stronger with use. Each moment of surrender makes the next one easier. Each breath of release creates space for deeper letting go, like stacking building blocks of tranquility, one upon another, until you're surrounded by walls of peace. And these walls are not barriers, but boundaries that define the sacred space of your rest, a container for the work of healing that happens in stillness, a sanctuary where your true self can emerge from the shadows of doing into the light of simply being. Notice how the quality of your attention has shifted from narrow and focused to wide and spacious, like the difference between looking through a keyhole and standing in an open field. Everything is visible now. Everything is held in the embrace of your expanded awareness. And within this spaciousness, there is room for everything. Room for the sensations in your body. Room for the sounds around you. Room for the thoughts that drift by like clouds, without needing to grab onto any of them, without needing to push any of them away. They can simply be, and you can simply witness. This witnessing is your natural state, calm awareness beneath the weather of experience, still water reflecting whatever passes overhead, and the resonance continues to support this witnessing, not pushing you toward sleep, not pulling you toward wakefulness, but holding you in the golden middle space, where healing happens naturally, where integration occurs effortlessly. This is the space between breath, the pause between heartbeats, the moment before thought becomes word, where possibility lives in pure potential, unformed and infinite, waiting for your intention to give it shape. And your intention right now is simply to rest, to allow, to receive, to trust the intelligence of your own unfolding, to honor the rhythm that knows exactly when to accelerate and when to slow. Feel how your relationship with time has softened, how the urgency that usually drives your experience has dissolved, replaced by a patient spaciousness, like watching a flower bloom in fast forward. You can see the beauty in each frame because you're no longer worried about reaching the end. And this softening extends beyond just this moment, beyond just this practice. It becomes a new baseline for how you move through the world, a gentle recalibration of your nervous system, a reminder that peace is not something you have to create, but something you have to remember. And remembering feels like coming home, like finding your favorite chair in a familiar room, like hearing a song that takes you back to a moment of pure joy. The recognition is instant. The relief is immediate. The settling is complete. So let yourself settle now, completely, totally, without reservation, without the need to remain alert or prepared, without the habit of scanning for what might come next. There is nothing coming next. There is only this, only the gentle rise and fall of your chest, only the steady flow of blood through your veins, only the quiet hum of your system functioning perfectly, maintaining balance without your conscious effort. And this maintenance is beautiful. This automatic care is miraculous. This ongoing creation of health is worthy of celebration, even when it happens in silence, even when it goes unnoticed, especially then, because the most profound magic operates beneath the surface of awareness, like the roots of a mighty tree, invisible but essential, quiet but powerful, constant but unassuming, nourishing everything above ground while remaining hidden below. And you are like that tree now, rooted deeply in the soil of your own being, branches reaching toward whatever light is available, but never losing connection to the source, never forgetting where true nourishment comes from, never doubting the abundance that flows upward through your core. Feel the strength in your trunk, the flexibility in your branches, the depth of your roots, the vast network of support that surrounds and sustains you. You are never alone in this process, never truly separate from the web of care that holds all life. And this web is made of threads of compassion, woven together by countless acts of kindness, stretched across time and space, connecting every heart that has ever beaten, every breath that has ever been drawn, every moment of rest that has ever been taken. And you are part of this weaving now, adding your own thread of peace, contributing your own note to the symphony of healing, offering your own gift of stillness to the world through the simple act of allowing yourself to rest, through the revolutionary choice to trust rather than resist. This choice ripples outward, touching everyone you encounter, creating waves of calm that spread far beyond what you can see. Because peace is contagious, because rest is radical, because taking care of yourself is an act of service to all beings. And service begins with self-compassion, with treating your own needs as valid and important, with recognizing that your well-being matters, not because you've earned it, not because you're perfect, but simply because you exist. Existence is enough. Presence is enough. This moment is enough. You are enough, exactly as you are, right here, right now. And the resonance holds this truth, cradles it like a precious object, reflects it back to you like still water, until you can see it clearly, until you can believe it completely, until you can rest in it fully. And resting means letting go of the need to prove anything, letting go of the need to achieve anything, letting go of the need to fix anything, including yourself, especially yourself. You are not broken. You are not lacking. You are not incomplete. You are whole in this moment, complete in your resting, perfect in your allowing, divine in your surrender. And divinity doesn't need to be earned, doesn't need to be achieved, doesn't need to be maintained through constant effort. It simply is. like the sun behind clouds, present whether visible or not. And you are that sun, warmth and light at your core, radiating goodness without needing to try, illuminating the path for others simply by being yourself, creating gravity wells of peace that draw others toward rest, just by existing authentically. So be yourself now, completely, unconditionally, without apology, without hesitation, without the stories that tell you otherwise. Those stories are just stories, not facts, not truths, not the final word on who you are. They are temporary visitors, passing through your awareness like weather, changing constantly. But the sky behind them remains constant, vast and clear and unchanging, holding space for whatever passes through, remaining untouched by the drama of clouds, peaceful in the knowledge that storms always pass, that sunshine always returns, that the cycle continues naturally. And you are that sky, that vastness, that clarity, that peace that remains untouched by passing weather, holding space for your own experience, remaining steady while everything else shifts. This steadiness is your anchor, your reference point, your home base, the part of you that never changes, even as circumstances change, even as thoughts come and go, even as seasons of your life shift and turn. And this anchor is always available to you, not just in moments like this, but in traffic jams, during difficult conversations, when deadlines loom, when uncertainty swirls, whenever you remember to reach for it. And reaching is as simple as pausing, as simple as taking one conscious breath, as simple as remembering that you are more than your current situation, more than your current thoughts, more than your current emotions, more than the sum of your experiences. You are the awareness in which all experiences arise, the space in which all thoughts unfold, the witness to your own becoming, eternal and unchanging, present in every moment, available in every breath. And this availability is what makes rest possible anywhere, anytime, because you're not dependent on perfect conditions, on ideal circumstances, on the absence of challenge. You're dependent only on remembering, only on returning. And returning is the simplest journey because you never actually left. You just forgot where home was for a moment. Forgot that you were already there, already complete, already at peace, already exactly who you needed to be. And this forgetting and remembering is the rhythm of awakening, of coming home again and again, of rediscovering what was never lost over and over throughout your days, throughout your years, throughout your entire journey. And each return is a victory. Each remembrance is a celebration. Each moment of peace is a gift to the world, a ripple in the pond of consciousness, touching shores you'll never see, healing hearts you'll never meet. Because peace travels faster than light, because stillness speaks louder than words, because your rest reverberates through dimensions you cannot name, creating harmony in places you cannot visit, bringing balance to systems you cannot see, simply by choosing to be still, simply by choosing to trust, simply by choosing to rest. And these choices are always available to you, no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, no matter what's happening around you, because they happen in the space between moments, in the pause between breaths, in the gap between thoughts, in the silence beneath sound, in the stillness within motion, in the peace beneath circumstance, in the love beneath fear, in the truth beneath story. And this truth is your inheritance, your birthright, your constant companion, your deepest nature, your truest name, your eternal home, your perfect peace. Sleep now. Until we meet again.